some of you are asking God, what in the world took so long, and or why is it taking so long? The blessing that God has for you, it is specifically for you. And everything that is attached to you will now be blessed into generations to come. This type of blessing that God is giving you, it was not about anything that you physically done, but yes, you put in the hard work, but God wanted to bless you because he's seen all of your hard work. The type of blessing that you are about to have on you spiritually and physically is a curse breaking blessing, meaning you are going to change the generations that come after you. You are going to change the family dynamics. You are going to change what has been your family's norm. You are going to change that mediocre type of thinking and lifestyle. The type of blessings that is about to come, it is not going to be common to man. It's going to be something that has not been seen before for some of you. It's going to be a head scratcher. And these type of blessings that God is bestowing upon his people, these type of blessings are going to be blessings that people couldn't really imagine what happened. Meaning like they hear people get blessed like that, or they think like, that's possible, but I've never seen that in person. You're going to start seeing and hearing about those type of blessings. You're going to start seeing things move around you that you didn't think was going to shift. People moving away, people moving closer to you that you didn't. Moving away as in people stepping back from you, like they really don't want to communicate anymore. And then the people that have been so distant for years, they're going to move closer to you. And that's more so of like they're going to be trying to be more attentive. It's going to be a lot of different things happening, and it's going to be a lot of new things. People approaching you with certain ideas, certain things they want you to help them with, because the gift that you have, they're going to need your gift that God has given you. And then for some of you, it's just the image that you have, the way you present yourself and the way you're able to organize and do things. They're going to need you to be the face of it. Okay, so it's going to be many open doors. There's going to be many opportunities. There's going to be many different things. And of course, take this back to God to make sure that this word is for you, because many of you are not in your overflow season, but some of you are just going into the wilderness, and some are coming out of the wilderness, and some are in the middle. So you have to understand, where you are in your walk with God to understand, okay, what word is for you, because this word can be for you, but just not right now. This word can be for a select few of people. It can probably only be a couple people that come across this video that are in this active season right now. So just take it back to God and make sure, you're not taking every video and saying, oh, that's for me. Oh, that's for me. It's okay to receive it, but you have to understand what season that you are in, because if you're not in the season of overflow, this word is not going to be for you, and that's what's going to frustrate you. So that's one tip to help you while you're on your walk with God, to understand what season you are in, and making sure, you take everything back to God, and you pray and you fast and you meditate on it, meaning you are, so anything that you hear from any prophetic person, it should be a confirmation. Anything that you hear from me or anyone else, it should be a confirmation. God would have shown you, warned you, use someone else to tell you. God has already told you for the most part, or he will tell you. So sometimes you can see a word and then he can reveal something to you and be like, okay, this is where you are in this season. You never want to be in a place to where you're taking every word, because that's going to get you frustrated with yourself, and then that's going to get you to be frustrated with God. You're going to start feeling some type of way because you feel like it's taking too long, it's never going to happen, it's not this, it's not that. But you have to understand, what season that you are in, to understand, the rhythm and the flow of God, and to understand, it's not on our timing, it's on his divine timing for our lives. Okay, so you have to remember that, and most importantly, you have to receive that in your heart, because many don't do that, and you still get in a place of saying, okay, this person could be in their abundance season and it's only been 6 months or a year, and then this person, it's been 4 or 5, 10 years, and they're just like, this season is dragging on. So make sure you don't compare your journey to anyone else's, because everything that God has for you, it is going to be for you, and you don't know what they have been through, and they don't know what you have been through. So don't ever compare yourself to others if you see them moving quicker than you. And sometimes some people are elevating and doing certain things, and it's not of God. Okay, so you have to remember that, and just take that burden off of yourself of trying to think and see what's going on, what they doing, and are they moving faster than me, and what's going on, and this. And just leave it alone, because what's for you is going to be for you, because you have to go through the process, because in this day and age, everyone wants everything fast, like fast food. So God can bless you, but then he can have you in a place of doing something specific, so that you're not just catapulted out there. Or for some, you're going to go straight out. He's going to bless you and you're going to go. But for some, God needs to process you. You need to make sure, when God's downloading to you, and when you're studying and praying and all those things, you need to make sure, God's going to implant it into you, and then you need to digest it. You need a minute to digest it, because many times people get the blessing and then they just take off. They take off without God's leading, without God leading, guiding them and directing them. They go off of what man can do for them. So now they are in a place to where God's not sustaining them, because they took off too quick, and God's like, I didn't tell you to leave yet. Like, I didn't tell you to move yet. What are you doing? And then the person that has blessed them is saying, I got you. So now you see how that dynamic turns from, you're not putting God first, now you're putting man first, and then now that's idol worship. And that's, God says in his 10 commandments he gave to Moses, do not worship any other gods. For, our God is a jealous God. So you can see how easy that thing can turn into idol worship, and you walking out of God's will. It can cause you to fail and then have to take the test all over again. Or it can just simply cause unwanted hurt and pain that you didn't have to go through. You already go through enough, and you just didn't have to go through it. So why not just wait on God, so that you know, and that, everything that happens going forward, it's God's doing. The blessings and stuff like that. And if anything bad happens, or I wouldn't say bad, but any learning lessons happen, it's God allowing you to go through those things. So let's get out of that cycle of trying to push, past. Let's stop trying to help God. Let's do that, because we've gotten into a place to where, we've been through enough in our past, because we've been trying to help God. We've been trying to help, like, God, I'll do this, I'll do that, you just take it. God's like, that's not how this thing works. That's not how this works. If you're going to lay it down, and if you're going to give it to me, you have to give me everything. You cannot pick and choose what you want to give me and what you want for me to do. So that's us understanding that, everything has to go before God, and that we have to be in a place of surrendering everything. So allow God to lead you, and make sure that man is not exalting you, and you are taking the time out to make sure you verify these connections, because it's going to be a lot of people that are going to be coming to connect with you, because they see the calling on your life, and they see the potential, and just sometimes just how you look, and people can be attracted to that, and they can use that. Okay, so make sure you're being safe, and make sure you are double and triple checking and checking with God first before you do anything, because you do not want to be in a place to where God has elevated you, but you're in the wrong room. okay? Because that could be a catastrophe, okay? Just make sure you wait on God. That's the biggest part of this message.